Friends, hope you all are fine with your family and friends. Once again, I, Dr. Ajay Kumar Misra, welcome you all to my YouTube channel named Computer the Way of Life. Friends, basing on our requirements, we are using different programming languages. Different programming language has their own approach and limitations. Among them, C is one of the widely used high-level language preferred by the real programmers. C, being a procedure-oriented language, support a wide range of functions. Here functions are the group of statements written to execute a particular task. In this video, I have tried to explain the basic concept of function, their types, and the manner it is used in C programming language. Hope you all will watch this video till last. Now it's a time to discuss function in details. Generally in mathematics, functions are used to avoid repeated calculations. For this, first we have to define a function and specify the condition. In this, each time we have to enter the value of the independent variable and calculate the value of the dependent variable. Let y equal to fx is a function of x and the function is defined as 10x square plus 10x plus 10 for x greater or equal to 100 and less equal to 200. In this, each time we enter the value of x, that is independent variable, and then calculate the value of y, that is the dependent variable. Here we have to perform the same calculation 101 times only by changing the value of x, that is the independent variable. Functions are the basic building blocks widely used in different programming languages. They are also called as methods or procedures. Functions are the group of statements tied together as a single logical unit and written in a well-defined order to execute a specific task. Use of functions promote reusability, which makes the program portable. It is easy to isolate faults and take less time to debug and maintain. It also reduces the line of code, and as a result, memory consumption and time to compile a program will also reduce. Now it's the time to discuss the use of function in C programming language. As we know, C is a procedure-oriented language preferred to use functions. Here function is a number of statements grouped as a logical unit to do some specific and well-defined task. In this, a function starts with left curly brace and terminates with right curly brace, and within that number of statements are written. In every C program, there must be at least one function called main function, which signifies the starting of the program. By using functions, we can divide the entire program in smaller blocks, and by using these blocks or functions, we can calculate the intermediate results, and then with the help of these intermediate results, we can calculate the final answer or result. There are two types of functions supported by C programming language, namely number 1, library function, and number 2, user-defined function. We will discuss one after another in subsequent slides. First, library function. Library functions or standard library functions are generally available with C programming language, but technically they are not a part of the C language. They are provided with C systems reduce the program development time and make programs more portable. These functions are predefined and provided to the common user to use that in their programs. These functions are also called built-in functions or predefined functions. All library functions are stored in C library and categorized under different header files that can perform varieties of tasks. To use library function, we must have to include the corresponding header file in our program by using the preprocessor directives, that is #include. For example, printf, scanf are available in stdio.h, that is standard input-output header files. clr-scr, that is clear screen, is available in conio.h, that is console or screen input-output header files. sqrt or power functions are available in math.h header files accordingly. Next is user-defined function. Unlike library functions, sometimes user want to develop his own function as per his requirement and subsequently use that as and when required. These functions are called user-defined function or simply function. Once a user defined function is developed, it becomes a part of C program library. This is generally preferred when a particular problem repeats at many points throughout the program. It simplifies the process of debugging, testing, and maintaining a large and complex program. A user-defined function must be defined before using it in a program. Concepts associated with defining and subsequently assessing them are as follows. First, function declaration. Next, function definition. Next, function call. Then, passing argument to function, and finally, function return value. Function declaration. This is the first step of using a user-defined function. Before using a function, it must be declared. This can be achieved either by placing the called function before the calling function or make a declaration of the called function inside the calling function. Declaring a function provides the following information to the computer, that is, name of the function, then the number and type of arguments used by the function, then the data type of the value returned by the function. The general syntax of a function is data type a function returns, function name, and within bracket the argument list. For example, the data type is integer and the name of the function, that is sum, and the argument list are integer a, comma, integer b, and subsequently integer n. Here a data type represents the type of data written by the function after execution. Function name is the name of the function declared by the user, and list of arguments is the number of parameters and their respective types. In this, if data types are not mentioned, then that will be treated as integer. Here the arguments or parameters used are called formal or dummy arguments, as because they represent the name of the data items that are transferred into the function from the calling process of program. Next is function definition, which tells what are the inputs used, what it performs, and what is the output of the function. It consists two parts, namely function header and body of the function. It appears as return type, function name, and within bracket parameter list. This line is referred as function header. Then the left curly brace starts. Within that we write local variable declaration, statement 1, statement 2, and subsequently the last statement will return, and within that the value, then the right curly brace. This part is known as the body of the function. Here function header consists three parts: return type, which refers the type of value a function returned after execution; function name refers the name given by the user to the function and the formal argument list; a function body contains the number of statements defined by user as per the requirement enclosed within curly braces. In this, the last statement must be the return statement. In this, the variables declared are called local variables, as their scope is confined to the specific block only. Next is function call. A function gets activated when a call is made to the function. A function is called by detecting its name followed by actual arguments enclosed within parentheses. When a function is called, the control passes to the called function, and after accomplishing the function, the control transfer back to the statements that follow the function called in the calling function. Here we have to remember a function is a postfix expression in which function name is the operand and the parenthesis set contains the actual parameters is the operator. In this, the actual parameter must match with data types, their order, and number of parameters declared in the function separated by comma. To explain the same, here we have written a pseudocode to calculate the sum of two numbers. In this example, the calling function sends two integer values, that is 20 and 50, to the function, that is integer sum within bracket integer a comma integer b, which are assigned to a and b respectively. Then function computes the sum of a and b and assigns that to the local variable, that is p, and then returns the value 70 to the main function where it is assigned to s. Next is passing arguments to function. As discussed, when we declare a function, we use some arguments or parameters. The parameters used here are called formal or dummy arguments as because they are used as reference arguments to pass the actual values. Each time we call the function, formal arguments are replaced by the actual arguments, perform the calculation and go back to its original form. There are two methods to pass the values to a function. First, call by value. Second, call by reference. In case of call by value, we directly provide the actual values. In case of call by reference, it works on the memory address of the variables. In case of pass by value, values of the actual arguments are copied to the variables to the parameter list of the called function. In this, the called function works on the copy of the parameters and ensure that the original data remains intact. Whereas, in case of pass by reference or pointer, we provide the memory address of the variables rather than the copies of the values to the called function. In this, called function directly works on the data in the calling function and change values are available in the calling function for its use. Pass by reference is preferred to manipulate multiple values to be returned by the called function. The last statement of a function is function return value. Generally, in every C program, there must be a calling function which calls the called function to perform the desired task. Once the task is over, it returns back to the concerned calling function. This is achieved by using return statement. A called function may contain any number of statements, but it always returns only one value per cell. When a return statement encounters, it immediately transfers the control back to the calling function. The return statement can take the form as return or return within bracket expression or value. Here the first return statement does not send back any value. It acts as closing brace of the function, whereas the second return statement returns either an expression or a value after calculation. Basing on the situation, it is also possible to use more than one return statement in a function when the values returned is based on certain condition. In the adjacent example, the return statement executes basing on the given condition. If the value of x is less than or equal to 10, then it returns the value as 10. Otherwise, the next return statement will execute and returns the value as 100. Now it's a time to discuss the working model of a function. As a programmer, you must have a detailed idea about the general working of a function, which can be summarized as a C program does not execute the statements in a function until the function is called by another part of the program. Then the program or function from where a function was called refer as calling function, and the function which executes after calling is referred as called function. Then when a program calls a function, execution passed to the called function. Then when the called function finishes its processing, control returns to the same location of the calling function. Then a function may be called more than once as needed and can be called in any order. In the adjacent diagram, we can observe there is a calling function which sends the control to the called function. Called function has n number of statements as statement 1, statement 2, statement 3 and accordingly statement n, and at last there is a return statement. When return statement encounters, it sends back the control again to the calling function. As a whole, we can say actually called function performs the required task and returns back the answer to the concerned calling function. The working model of a function can be better explained with the adjacent diagram. In the adjacent diagram, we can observe after preprocessor directives, there is main function. Within main function, there are n number of calling functions named as calling function 1, calling function 2, calling function 3 and accordingly calling function n. When we execute the program, first the calling function 1 encounters. We shift the control to the called function 1. Called function 1 performs the assigned task and return back the intermediate result to the calling function 1. Accordingly, calling function 2 shifts the control back to the called function 2, and within called function 2 there is another called function 3 which again shifts the control back to the called function 3. Called function 3 performs the task and return back the intermediate result to called function 2. By taking this, the called function 2 perform the task and return back the result to the calling function 2. Similarly, calling function n shifts the control to the called function n, which perform the assigned task and return back the answer to the calling function n. And finally, by taking the help of all the intermediate results, the final result is calculated. The entire working of function can be summarized with a simple example. Consider a generic issue that a father is worried about his daughter's marriage as the days left is very short. And we all know there are a lot of things to be arranged. To sort out the problem, he contacted an event organizer who deals with similar activities. After discussion, the organizer said, "Nothing to worry, everything will be settled in time." Then the organizer starts making telephonic calls to owners of Kalyan Mandap, light and sound decorators, florist, cook, videographer, cameraman, and vehicle etc. Here, event organizer work as main function, and the owners of Kalyan Mandap, light and sound, florist, cook, videographer, cameraman, and vehicles etc. are working as calling function. Subsequently, the cook takes the responsibility to arrange all the materials required for feast. Florist takes the responsibility to arrange flowers and decorate the stage and groom's car. Accordingly, vehicle owners take the responsibility to arrange vehicles. Similarly, sound and light owner, videographer, cameraman are responsible for their respective tasks. The persons, those who are actually performing the task, are the called functions on behalf of their respective calling functions, that is, the owners. In this, the general working is very simple. The event organizer is not doing anything by himself. Different teams are performing different tasks on behalf of the event organizer. Event organizer is only coordinating the things but taking all the credits. After thorough discussion regarding function, we conclude that functions are frequently used in procedure-oriented languages. C, being a procedure-oriented language, use library functions and also prefer to use user-defined functions as and when required. The proper use of function provide many advantages like reusability, portability, modularity, maintainability, and easy to locate the errors. Use of function also saves time to write repeated codes, saves valuable computer memory, and takes less time to execute the program. While using library function, the user must have a brief idea about the concerned header files and the rules of defining new user-defined function. It is also equally important to have an idea about the methods to pass the values of actual parameters for the successful retrieval. At last, I want to caution the user to refrain from unnecessary use of functions which may lead to complexity. With this, I remain. Hope you all have enjoyed it. Thank you for your patient hearing. Also suggest the topic of interest you want to explain me in future.